Saram everyone, and today is the Guru Poornima 2023 Eve. And for the big event tomorrow, one of the major festivals in the Prasanthi Nilayam calendar, Bhagwan has sent to Prasanthi Nilayam someone who is great for his talent, but even greater for his humility. Sri Ghatam Karthik sir.
Sairam, Sairam.
He needs no introduction. His name itself speaks about the love, the passion, the blessing that he has had from Bhagwan. And as we were talking to him today, this morning, he had darshan of Bhagwan in Sai Kulwant Hall. It is really no coincidence for him, it is divine providence that today, after so many months and years, when devotees were allowed to touch Bhagwan's Sannidhi, it was like having Padnamaskar of Bhagwan. Ghatam Karthik sir is in Prasanthi Nilayam. He offered his salutations at Bhagwan's Sannidhi, and he was telling me the moment he placed his head at Bhagwan's feet, memories of his beautiful association with Swami, the way Swami had touched him, the way Swami had allowed him to grow as a person all these years, the way Bhagwan had indelibly left mark in his life. Those scenes of Swami's grace, protection, love that he has experienced started flooding his mind, and he started narrating all that to us. And we thought we must not miss that opportunity to record. We generally would want to record a musician after his concert. He's going to perform tomorrow, but we could not wait to share the stories and document these for all Sai devotees. And that's how we are here even before he has performed in the Sai Kulwant Hall. A warm welcome to you, sir.
I'm
to
totally
the
blessed by all your
studios.
words. I'm totally blessed to be back in Prasanthi Nilayam. And wherever I see Swami's presence.
You are someone, as you said, wherever you see Swami's presence, and you have seen Swami's presence in your life all through.
Definitely.
And you must tell us those beautiful anecdotes, because I don't think many people know about you as how you struggled to grow up as a musician. People know about your beautiful heart, people know about your passion also for literature, but not many know about the beautiful connect that you have with Bhagwan.
Yeah, it all started with my teacher in my ninth standard, Sri P.R. Ramanujam, and I was a student of Hindu High School, Triple K in Chennai. And Ramanujam sir is a very, very sincere, ardent, devoted devotee. And he used to conduct bhajans every Thursday, like any Sai devotee. And he used to call me for playing the ghanjari or the dhol. And he said, "Why don't you sing?" And I learnt a few bhajans from him. And his wife also used to sing. And his wife was a Balvikas guru. And so he put me on to Guru Sri Ramanan sir. So he was the senior most Balvikas guru. Now he must be around 80 plus or 90 even. And I was a student in Balvikas, and through him, and I went to becoming a pre-Sevadal and also the Sevadal, and joining the Sundaram Bhajan group.
Wow.
And under Mr. Devanathan Kumar and Bhaskar, Mr. Chandru on the tabla. And Chandru Anna always insisted that I should play tabla as well as sing.
Wow.
And I was totally blessed to be as a, the security for Swami, just outside his gate, his room. Myself and another Sai devotee, Sai Kiran, we were the bodyguards when he visited Chennai in '88. And there are so very very cute little moments. Like every time he used to come and like tap me like this, and like dismantle my hair, and also like do this,
Oh.
and like cuddle me, and also make even jokes with me,
Oh, wow.
and also say, always used to say Bangaru, the word Bangaru to me, and Bangaru and Pada Namaskaram Tisko. When you introduced the introduction, I could connect the same Pada Namaskaram Tisko words today, and I was just standing in the line to have the darshan, and another devotee, he just turned and he told me that maybe it was Swami speaking through him, and he said, Ghatam Karthick, yes. You're playing tomorrow? Yes. You are very fortunate. You are blessed. I said, we are all blessed. No. After Corona, only today, people are allowed to touch the Samadhi. And once he said that, I immediately connected all the Pada Namaskarams that I have had. And immediately I decided, okay, now no more this thing. I should place my eyes on the Samadhi. And I have done every time Swami has offered me the Pada Namaskaram, I have placed my eyes on his feet. And of course, those who have had the Pada Namaskaram, they know, and you have been here throughout. So it is really the lotus feet. It is so soft, and actually we feel so slightly like, oh, we should not hurt him like that. I was so happy to be in Puttaparthi along with my Guru Viku Vinayakaram sir in Swami's 60th birthday celebrations in 85, 86, where we played as a huge Talavadya ensemble, where Swami, after the ensemble, came to the stage, and it was in the big ground.
Stadium.
Yeah, and he offered laddus to all of us. So that was a great experience, receiving the laddu from him. And then when I was doing the service as a Sevadal and part of Sundaram Bhajan group, and I had the honor of the blessing of playing along with my Guru in Sundaram, that Sai Vedika.
Yes.
Where in the audience there were people like M.S. Subbalakshmi, Anjali Devi Garu, and so many big names, T.N. Sheshan sir and everybody. And so, and when Swami saw me, of course, he continued the cuddle and, hey, Lamba. He told me Lamba, like I was very tall, like even then. And now I become Lamba here also. Okay, then I said, yeah, my Guruji. Then he offered me a shirt cloth, and I have not stitched the shirt cloth because my father told me, don't stitch the shirt cloth because you should protect it because it is given by Swami. So I did the embroidery of the Sarvadharma symbol in all the four corners, and I still have it.
Wow.
It was given in 88. And the next day, through the Sevadal Balvikas Ramanan sir, we enacted a drama called 1 Minute Prayer. In there was a place called Abbotsbury in Chennai. Now it's become a 5-star, 7-star hotel. So in Abbotsbury, it was a huge congregation of devotees, and ours was the last item. So we were like praying, oh, Swami should not leave. And of course, we didn't have that viveka that Swami will be anyway seeing us. But as a children of 11th standard or 12th standard, we'll want Swami to be physically there. And after the 1 Minute Prayer, that drama, I acted as a Christian father. And like it is a beautiful small little skit where Swami comes in the form of a Jesus to cure a devotee who comes to the church every day late. And as a reverend, I always scold him. Like, you are always, you're coming when the church is going to be shut. No, doctor, no, father, I was taking care of my mother, my disabled sister, all this thing. And he meets with an accident, and he's completely like in the drama, I'm saying. And the next day when I go and visit him, he's super fresh and totally blooming. And he says, Jesus, I saw Jesus. And if there is a humor element, okay, maybe something in his head, he's saying he saw Jesus, and he's the father. He's not. I'm the father. So like with all the ego, and he says, no, Jesus came to me and cured my wounds, and slowly Jesus turned into orange color,
Okay.
and he describes Baba. And Baba is sitting in front of him, and it was like huge applause. And at the end of it, I feel, as a reverend father, I always say, how blessed you are. I'm doing service in the church every day, but your 1 minute prayer, Swami has heard it, and he has come as Jesus and blessed you. Let's all sing. And we sang that very famous "Why Fear When I'm Here, So Says Baba." That song, and you can imagine all the audience singing along with me, and I'm an 11th grade student. I was like fully goosebumps. And Swami came on the stage, called me, did like this, and materialized one kalkand, which is sugar candy, and put me in my mouth.
Put it in your mouth.
Yeah, and I didn't know what was happening. Suddenly I became like Lord Hanuman, like that. So he said, no, and he said in Tamil, edukade. I wanted to take it out because it was very sweet. I didn't know what, because it just happened in just like that. Then he again pushed it back, and he said, I want to take photo with you.
Swami said that.
Swami said that.
Wow.
And I was saying, Baba, Baba. I was like blabbering because it was like in front of 70,000 people. And all my gurus are there, my co-actors are there. And he was here. Like people here will know that every moment he's listening to our conversation, and he knows the future, past, present, everything. The photographer was about to click the photograph. He said, wait. And he came here and held my hand like this.
Swami came this side.
This side, to my right side, and held my left hand.
Wow.
This happened in 1988. Little did I know that in 1995, I'm going to face an amputation in my hand.
Oh my God.
Maybe he knew that, and he saved me 8 years back, like 8 years in advance. And when I had my surgery in 95, it was a very, almost like career-threatening surgery. Like whether I'll be able to play the Ghatam or not. You can imagine, I didn't know the word amputation. But after the surgery, when I regained consciousness, that moment of Swami coming here and holding my hand like this, that was flashing in my eyes. Okay, oh, Swami is telling me, I've already saved you 7 years back.
Wow.
So that was a very, very emotional, that was a very emotional moment for me. And of course, even now, whenever I touch this hand, I said, Kadavul Kudutha Kai. I always say, this God, like they say, the hand of God in the Maradona's goal, no? This is hand of God. So, and maybe because of that, everybody loves my, like, even though I play a lot of things with my right hand, the bass sound that I play with my Ghatam, everybody, oh, this is Karthik. And maybe every time then they say Karthik, oh, and somebody else is whispering, it is me, not you.
He's the bass.
The bass,
He's
correct.
the bass.
Shabash. Yes.
He's the foundation.
Yeah. And of course, in 2006, I came back to Puttaparthi with my own heartbeat ensemble, playing for the Atirudram ceremony. Yes. And I was so blessed to offer the flower to Swami. And same thing. This thing, Bangaru Talli, Pada Namaskara Tisko.
Wow.
And these are moments which will never fade. I will have it in my mind and heart and soul, even in my next birth. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think not many people know that you are actually a Balvika student. Yeah. You actually served as a Sevadal.
Yeah. As a bhajan group.
As a bhajan group, as a part of the Sundaram bhajan group member.
Yeah, I've even served food to all the devotees. Of course, you know it so well, and all these people know it. And It is always a joy to serve. And I've taken care of the shoe stand, everything, everything. All the Balvikas things I have done. And the only thing, because I started playing concerts, and I was getting busy, I opted out of the bhajan group. So because I didn't want to be irregular, and people will maybe, okay, he's coming whenever he's thinking, and we should not set a bad example. So I opted out of the bhajan group. I just visited whenever I was free to Sundaram, Thursday or Sunday.
Otherwise, you have to mandatorily go on every Thursday
Yeah,
and Sunday.
you have to be
Punctual.
Yeah, professionally correct. And I was, of course, the timing was also clashing with my regular concert, because all the concerts happen at 6:30, sort of.
Sundays.
Yeah, Sundays, mostly Sundays. In fact, the first studio recording of Sundaram Sai bhajans, I've sung that Hey Ram 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 Yadunandana Hey Ganasham, that song. And I've sung as a chorus to Basma Bhushitanga Sai Chandrasekhara, Kalanetra Suladari Sai Shankara, Samagana Priyakara Sai Shankara, Hara 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 Shiva Shambho Natana Shekhara, Parthivasa Sai Deva Sai Sundara, Sai Sundara Sathya Sai Shankara. I think somebody else, I was in the part of the chorus.
Oh, wow.
So, and of course, the continuing on the episode of that sugar candy, I always attribute all my compositional skills, or all my people are happy to talk to me, or happy to listen to me when I talk, or when I do the konokol, or when I sort of manage singing. I always say, okay, maybe that kalkandu or that sugar candy is doing the magic, sounding me better. I was playing concerts for right from MS Subbalakshmi or DK Pattammal, or to people like Sid Sriram now, or even younger Spurti Rao, or I have played the entire gamut of artists. And I've played with all film directors like Ilayaraja, Rahman, Haris Jayaraj, and all these people. And I've played with all Western musicians, jazz musicians. So all these prompted me, because I'm on the academic side, maybe because of the Balvikas, the bass, like you said, the bass. The Balvikas bass, like my training in Purusha Suktam, or like the slokas, my all credit goes to Guru Ramanan sir. And the Panchakam and the Taittiriya Upanishad, all these chanting they used to teach us in the Balvikas.
Learning the slokas and the mantras.
And of course, coming from a Brahmin household, the chanting of slokas or chanting of Vishnu Sahasranamam or Lalita Sahasranamam is very, very, it's a part of our religious ritual routine.
Yes.
And also the Sandhya Vandanam mantras of Gayatri. When I say Gayatri mantra, I should personally make it on record. I named my son Sarvesh based on Sai Gayatri.
On Sathya Sai Gayatri?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satya Devaya Dirmihi Tanno Sarva Prachodhyat. So I named him Sarvesh.
Oh, wow.
So all these, my various, like my Sanskrit side, my traditional Carnatic music side, my film side, my jazz side. And apart from that, I consider me as a good rasika of all good things. All, even humor things, or like all good things in life.
Yes.
When I want to do something on my own, I can't do those things when I'm accompanying somebody, because it's their concert.
Correct.
I cannot do my creativity in their concert. I can do the creativity to the optimum level so that it enhances their concert.
Yes.
But I was thinking, what should we do that to enhance our own creativity? Then I thought, okay, let us form a band and call it Heartbeat. And Heartbeat was formed in 1999. And by the time, of course, on the serious side, 97, I had lost my father. And he was very fond of a small song called Jagat Janani Sukapani Kalyani. It's a beautiful raga called Ratipati Priya. So in that raga, I composed a small tilana, which is the first composition of Heartbeat. In fact, tomorrow we will be playing that.
Okay, wow.
So it's called Mangala Karini Mata Bhavani Manmada Samhara Shiva Manamohini Jagadodharini Janma Uddharini Jaya Jaya Devi Jagat Janani. That's the lyrical part. And the whole, since I lost my father to a heart attack, so I took that tudum, tudum sound, that pulse of the heart. So I composed the entire tilana with the tajam syllable. Tajam tanam tajam tanam tajam tadim. Tajam tanam tadim. Tajam tanam tajam tanam tajam tadim. Tajam tanam tadim. Tajam tanam tajam tanam tajam tadim. Tajam tanam tadim. It goes like that. So the whole piece is called tajam, based on the syllable, the rhythmic phrase tajam. So I called it pulse.
Oh.
My daughter Sravishta is my daughter, and my wife Anjana. Both are very fond of Shirdi Baba more than Swami, and because they feel like a tataya, like a grandfather. And even when she was small, she used to say Shirdi Baba as Dadi Baba.
Okay.
This is without the Dadi, the Swami Puttaparthi Baba. And she once she came when I was just watching television, and suddenly she came, Appa, you have done so many songs on Lord Ganesha, Lord Muruga, Devi, Saraswati, and Sharadamba, and all these Hanuman.
Yes.
You should do something on Shirdi Baba. I said, they are all gurus, and we should not, without knowing it, we should not do. And she was nagging me. I said, okay, Sai Baba Sharanam Sharanam. Go. I wanted to, I was so keen in watching the TV or some match or film. And after some time, she came back with almost an obsessed face. Like, if I can put it in a film perspective, like a Chandramukhi, she was saying. You're cheating me.
Oh.
Like, why what I'm cheating? No, I want a full song on Shirdi Baba. The word Shirdi should come.
Oh. And she was so little.
Very, very small, like almost like 4-5-year-old. And I took it like okay, somebody else is talking to me. I felt that. And you'll not believe, Bishu, within 2 minutes, the whole song, I didn't compose the tune, I didn't compose the rhythm syntax, everything fell in place. It came to me.
Wow.
It is like Sai Baba Sharanam Dwaraka Mai Bhagavan Sharanam Sharanam தாயினை காட்டிலும் தயை உள்ளம் கொண்டவன் சேயனை வாட்டிடும் சோதனை தீர்த்தவன் சாய் பாபா சரணம் துவாரக மாயி பகவான் சரணம் சரணம். ஓரடி எடுத்து வைத்தால் நின் ஈரடியமை காக்கும், உன்னேரடி பார்வையிலே என் நோய் நொடி நீங்கிவிடும். ஷீரடி தனை சேர்ந்தால் சீர்மிகு வாழ்வு வரும், உம் திருவடி தாழ் பணிந்தோம் அனுதினமும் அருளும் பொருளும் வாரி வழங்கிடும் சாயி பாபா சரணம். துவாரக மாயி பகவான் சரணம் சரணம். This came to me. When I sang, I was thinking, you are singing Dwarakamayi in Prasanthi. So this is like all these things in a culmination. I feel the presence of Swami guiding me at the right place. And US tour in 2019. You will not believe, every room, we played in almost 14 centers, and whichever room was allocated for me, there was a Swami photo there.
Oh.
And
Wow.
the Sarvesh used to say, Appa, inge irukku par, inge irukar par. Appa, inge irukar par. Every, like from Chicago, we went to Detroit. From Detroit to Houston. In some place, some room would have been allotted to me. They said, Anna, Karthik Anna, ninga indha room eduthukonga, idu vendam ungalku. There I'll go, there will be Swami photo.
Oh.
So, like these are all like you were saying about, these are all the visiting cards that says, okay, don't worry, I'm with you. You do the job of playing properly. That's all. Playing in Shruti and playing in Layam. That you take care.
Swami is telling, your heart is beating for me. I will take care of the heartbeat ensemble.
Yes. And I am so happy to be performing my heartbeat ensemble tomorrow at the Guru Poornima celebrations, which is almost like kickstarting the 25th year of heartbeat.
Oh, wow.
Like next year it will be 25 years. So 99, now we are in 23. So 24 will be the silver jubilee.
Let the heartbeat ensemble resonate with the heartbeat of the universe. And
Yes.
he is the heartbeat of the universe.
Definitely.
And it started with such a noble intention. You know, when you talk about the heart, what always comes to mind is how Bhagwan used to always define heart as Hridaya. And Swami used to say that Hridaya, to be called a Hridaya, should be filled with Daya. Only when it is filled with Daya can it be called a Hridaya. So, if it just beats, then it is just an efficient muscle.
Yeah.
Only if it has compassion, then it can be called a heart.
Hridaya.
Hridaya. And you are someone who's really filled with that kind of a heart, because I know you have pledged your eyes to Shankar Netralaya. I know you engage in a lot of charity concerts. You know, whenever there is any tragedy, you are there to support. Whenever there are people who need help, you're always there to extend your hand.
And I've donated almost 65 times my blood.
Blood, yes. Liquid love. And so somehow this whole aspect of feeling for the other has been so much a part of your personality. And I think whenever we see that flow of compassion, I think his benediction just flows into our life.
He calls himself as Prema Swarupa, like the embodiment of love. And we can expect nothing but love from him, because when you automatically, when you see any photo of Swami in any pose or anything, the enchanting smile grabs you, like almost like engulfs you, and you cannot get out of it, and you have to like be just obediently serve him. That's all. Once my good friend Tabla Ganapati, he gifted me one picture of Swami and Shirdi Baba together. Mm-hmm. And uncle from Sundaram, he said he will frame and give it to me. And there was the picture was great. And when the picture came back to me, there was a huge scar on the picture, which was like as a Of course, we are mere mortals. We will always see there is a mistake. There is nothing. This is not clear. So I was telling him. He said, "Okay, maybe don't worry. I'll redo it and give it to you." And to his surprise, that print was not available in Sundaram. And he searched so many photographers, and finally he got the print from Parthi.
Okay.
And the funny part of it, normally we have seen miracles of Swami where Vibhuti flows out of pictures from various devotees all around the world. It's a very common thing for any. At the edge of my heart, like a very silly guy, I said, நம்ம வீட்டில் சுவாமிக்கு விபூதி வரலையே, அப்படி ஒரு மடத்தனமான ஒரு விஷயம்.
Why there is no Vibhuti materialization in my house?
Yeah, and it is a very silly thing. And I said, okay. Then I realized, okay, your Swami is with you. Why are you talking about Vibhuti? But even maybe he overheard my lamenting inside. Gangadharan uncle from Parthi, he suddenly called me, and he thought for some recording of Radio Sai, my little friend named Sainath, he plays Ghatam.
Yes.
He has played Ghatam for some recording. And then that uncle mistook it that Ghatam Karthick has played.
Oh.
And he sent me a huge bag of Vibhuti along with the picture. Okay, you want picture and Vibhuti? No, you take it. No, like some things like Tamil, in Tamil we'll say, Swami Viladuvar, he will play. He will playfully play.
Yes.
And we have to, like you were saying in the lunch, we have to just, sometimes his no response is the response.
Yes.
His silence will be the response. We don't know the impact of it. We will only realize it later. Like I realized his holding my hand only after 8 years.
Yes.
I didn't realize that time. So we always we say he knows what we deserve. Our duty is to only serve.
Yes. Our duty is to only serve. Deserve and serve, there are two extra letters, D and E. I many times feel that our duty is to only serve without desire, without ego.
Sabash. For D and E.
If you remove from deserve, Swami, I don't have desire, I don't have any ego, what is left is only serve. Then I think if you only serve with that kind of an attitude, he will give us what we deserve.
In fact, when we were talking about, you were talking about, I talked about my Guruji Viku sir, I came here. So you were talking about the one more great person, yes. Karakudi Mani sir, who was here.
Yes.
And he used to say the same thing. Asa padala anala avastha illa. So the desire is also there, not there. Ego is not there. So no expectation.
No expectations.
No, you can even put the E as expectation.
Yes.
Desire and expectation.
Expectation, yes.
It does. If those D and E go,
yes.
Only the serve remains.
Yeah. As they say, expectation leads to tears. Acceptance leads to cheers.
Oh. You're becoming Panch Bishu.
No, in the sense that I think that's what Swami all the time teaches us, to accept everything as his prasadam. And I think that's what we as we grow in life, we see that everything good or bad that happens, that is his prasadam. And you were mentioning about the Vibhuti episode. While Vibhuti refers to the ash, the sacred ash that Bhagwan gives, but another meaning of Vibhuti is grace.
Yeah.
Vibhuti means grace.
Yeah, Aishwaryam.
And I think that Vibhuti that came to you was not just that ash, but his grace that came in plenty.
And that too from Parthi itself.
From Parthi.
And the name is Gangadhara.
So it is a torrential flow.
Only the major things will be in the mind. But we don't realize that each moment is a miracle. That is happening. Like each moment that we are breathing and we are thinking about Swami and we are thinking about good things in music or layam or good lyrical part.
Yes.
And of course, tomorrow I'll also be presenting my own new composition. Since it is also connecting with the Gayatri. Balamurali sir created a beautiful raga called Sarvashri. Like the Tanno Sarva Prachodhyat Sarvesh, Sarvashri. Everything is connected. So it's Samapa, Sapama. Only 3 notes.
Oh, wow.
So it's like Satyam Shivam Sundaram of Swami. So tomorrow we'll be presenting that song. Samanarahitam Saishwaram Mama Mananiyam Padambujam Sada Samanarahitam Saishwaram Sathya Sai Sathya Sai. It's only 3 notes.
Wow. Wow.
Of course, it has the Anupallavi and Charanam, where I say about his Basma Kunkuma Anguliyaka Manihara Kankana Keyura Pradam. Basma Kunkuma Anguliyaka Manihara Kankana Keyura Pradam. All that he has materialized. Vishmaya Krita Vinodakara Chamatkara Sakshatkara Darshana Padam. Samanarahitam Samanarahitam Saishwaram Samanarahitam Saishwaram Mama Mananiyam Padambujam Sada Samanarahitam Saishwaram Mama Mananiyam Padambujam Bhaje Samanarahitam Saishwaram Sathya Saishwaram Sathya Saishwaram.
No, I think it's really very beautiful. You mentioned about these 3 notes, and this raga is talking about the divine.
Sarvashri.
Sarvashri is talking about the Sarveshwara, and Swami tells that in Guru Poornima, when we celebrate and adore the Guru, we worship God as the Guru because God is Gunatita. He is beyond the 3 gunas.
Oh, okay.
And he is Rupa Varjita. He is beyond any form. So I feel it is really so significant that we are on Guru Poornima day performing a raga wherein we are using these 3 attributes.
Super.
And describing the one who is beyond all attributes.
I didn't think about it. Of course, many people in the music industry, I am very fond of Balamurali sir. So maybe, and coming 6th is his birthday also. So maybe I thought it'll be a connecting Baba and Balamurali sir and everything, music and Layam, everything together.
Beautiful. In fact, when you mentioned the word Layam, that's something very important, and I think again something deep for us to think. You have the word Layam comes in all the places that are mentioned in Sanskrit. You say Vidyalayam, you say Kalalayam, you say Devalayam. So everywhere Alayam. So Layam means a place.
Swami has told in some discourse, the word Alayam means where Atma gets Layam with the divinity.
Wow.
Anma Layatvena Milanam Alayam.
And it's so significant because basically all these spaces have been created for us to feel one with the divine. That is the perspective that Bhagwan wants us to inculcate, and that's the reason why you go to the Devalayam in Puttaparthi. It is a place where people connect to God.
Prasanthi Nilayam.
Nilayam, yes. So there is Laya there.
Yeah. Where the coming together of the eternal peace, the abode of peace.
Yes.
Prasanthi
Nilayam. So in Prasanthi,
even in Tamil, the whole world is full of rhythm. the Tamil word for world is called Kuvalayam.
Oh, wow.
Kuvalaya Dalanayana. In fact, the Sanskrit Kuvalaya means lotus.
Ah,
But in Tamil, Kuvalaya means world.
world. Wow. So in Prasanthi Nilayam, you have Vaidyalayam, which is Bhagwan's hospital. Again, a place where people connect to God, be it the doctors, be it the patients. You have Vidyalayam, a place where students connect to God, teachers connect to God, and you have Devalayam,
I saw Kridalayam also.
Kridalayam, the sports complex. Again, there in Kridalayam, you have Hanuman, where people learn to connect to God to perform and excel in their sports. So somehow I feel there is such inner meaning that is there in all our sacred literature, in our language. The word Layam, took me onto that trajectory.
My guru used to say the word Layam is beyond mathematics. Like when you say Layam in the musical perspective, Layam is like only if say takka dimi, takka dimi, takka dimi, takka dimi. Okay, this is Chatusra Gati, 4 in 4. Takkitta, takkitta, takkitta is 3 in Tisra Gati.
Yes.
But all these Gati and Talam and like all these mathematical things are inside the rhythmic perspective of Talam and everything. But when you say Layam is beyond mathematics, the understanding of even the silence in music. When you say ta, ti, ki, na, so that ta, that equated intervals where we count and internalize that syllables inside. It is not memorizing, it is internalizing. It's the same with it's not knowing God, it's feeling God. Same with God, and even with the word dharma. Okay, I give some 10 rupees to somebody, it can be called as dharma. But my dharma as an husband, my dharma as a guru, my dharma as a performer, my dharma as an accompanist, my dharma as a father. So the word is so big. The dharma, layam and yoga, the word yoga, now it's become like very popular all over the world. So all these beautiful concepts like have been like very beautifully said in very simple terms, simple words by Swami. Like start early, drive safely
Drive
and
slowly,
reach
reach safely.
drive slowly and reach safely, and help ever, hurt never,
Hurt never.
and like love all, serve all.
Yes.
Like small things, but big.
Yes.
Like if you go and think about it, it becomes larger and larger and larger.
Love lives by giving and forgiving. Selfishness lives by getting and forgetting.
Sabash. No, Swami's sayings are really golden sayings. Yeah.
And I think music has a very, very powerful medium, a powerful way of communicating this message to the world. I think there is no better way to take his message to the masses, to the younger generation, than through the melodious notes. And in fact, that is the reason why when you think about it, Bhagwan started his mission with a bhajan. He did not start his mission with a shloka, with a speech.
Manasa Bhajare.
Manasa Bhajare. He started with
Guru Charanam.
Guru Charanam. Yes. He started asking us to offer ourselves at the feet of the Guru, and he started with a bhajan. And I think you, with someone with such deep knowledge of our culture, because not many people know that Sir is a doctorate, is a PhD in Sanskrit. So the amount of knowledge and wisdom that Bhagwan has poured into him, which is translating now in the form of music, in the form of literature, in the form of compositions, is a blessing for all of us. So, sir, if you can tell us, as you look at our language Sanskrit, and you look at our medium of music, and how do we communicate this to our younger generation? What is the way it can be done that we can communicate this sacred culture to the young minds of today?
Definitely, it's a huge task, and everybody's participation is important as a performer and also as a listener. In my small way, what I do is like uh, uh, if you just do it as a sermon, people won't listen to you. If you should say it but not say it, and also make them feel it,
Yes.
and also make them at least relate to it.
Correct.
What I do in heartbeat concerts, say if we are going to play a Mallari, so Mallari means it's a traditional temple music piece. So what I do is, instead of saying it as a religious thing, I take it as a musical thing. I said Mallari is a musical piece which is played in different speed variations, and it is normally played in Nadaswaram Tavil instruments around the temple when the deity is taken as a in a pallaki, in a palanquin. They say it is, and when the deity when we saw the chariot,
Yes,
Swami came in chariot.
Yes.
So it's called Ter Mallari. So, and when the Abhishekam is going to be done, it's called Tirtha Mallari. And when the Naivedyam is going to be offered, it is Taligai Mallari. And when the Swami is going to be taken around the temple, it's called Puttaparthi Mallari. Like that. So when I say all these things, I'm indirectly saying about the temple, the customs, traditions, and how we should behave in a temple, how we should conduct ourselves, and what we should look out for when you go to when a Pradosham Nandikeshwara procession is happening. Okay, we know. Okay, this is okay. Why it is happening at 4:30 to 6? Oh, that is called the Pradosha time. So automatically, slowly, why are we lighting a lamp? In fact, it is the beautiful way of showing that life begins. Instead of blowing off the candle.
Yes.
It's
Absolutely.
better to light the candle.
Absolutely, on birthdays.
That is
Any
birthday.
Yes.
So it is in way that we can say, why are we putting the kolam in front of the temple or the deity?
Yes.
It is not only the art involved, it is also the circles and rectangles and the mathematical shapes, and also it is put in arsi maavu, which is the rice flour.
Yes.
So it is an indirect feeding the ants also.
Absolutely.
So all these small things. And why are we doing pradakshina? And we are doing the pradakshina because we are in tandem with the earth's movement.
Yes.
We are not doing apradakshina.
Correct.
So it's a like an anti-magnetic field. And like we say, we should not have our head when we sleep towards this direction or this particular direction. And why are we growing tulsi plants?
Yes.
And why are the Perumal temples give tulsi tirtham? Or the elaka, the ilaichi tirth? All these are like, there are so many principles inside everything. And I try to say in between the two pieces so that the listeners will say, okay, a trigger point, at least a point to relate what's happening. And when I say Sri Shankara Gurum Chintayami, there's a song where I sing in heartbeat. So I speak about Adi Shankara, how you established the Shanmata. Then when I say about Devi Navaratna Malika, then they'll say about rap and how the meaningless rap is trash, and how this Hara Nupura Kirita Kundala Vibhushita Vayavashobini. This is beautiful rhythm, beautiful Sanskrit, meaningful, and it is everything is attributed to the Devi.
Divine.
And it is hailing the greatness of Adi Shankara.
Wow. As Swami says, in fact, Swami exactly has told this. Swami said, when it comes to giving the message to the modern generation, you should not compromise with the message. But just like a mother will keep the pill which is bitter and the son is not going to take it, what will the mother do? The mother will take that pill and put it inside a banana and give it to the child.
Yeah.
The Swami says in the same way, you should communicate the message, but you have to package it nicely. And I think it is so fantastic listening to you about how you are doing it. Even as they absorb and relish this music, there is also so many nuances of
in fact,
their
when I
roots
did a piece
entering
on
into that.
River Ganges, I wantedly named it in English called Celestial Outburst. So when I say celestial outburst, they will think, okay, then I slowly tell the story of Bhagirath, how the Ganges came to the world. And when I say Mallari, I don't say it as a Mallari. I say it as God's gate. God is coming like this. And when I say this and when we play the piece, automatically some people will do like this. And so I have at least triggered that point. And and I have tried to even do the sort of the rhythmic transliteration of the rhythmic intent of some time tested slokas like Mudakarat Modakam Sada Vimukti Sadakam, the Adi Shankara Ganesha Pancharatnam. I did in Tamil. Mulu Mudarkadavulin Malarpadam Pandindida Nalangal Yavum Nalgume Valangal Varvil Pungume, like that. Wow. So it's very simple and people can relate, and they'll say, oh, automatically they enjoy the gate also. Yes. And slowly I said, this is Bhujanga Prayata Vritta. So like the snake is going like this. Bhujanga Prayata. So automatically I slowly include the Sanskrit.
Slytherin. The message.
That's a new word for me. Slytherin. Okay.
A student, when he joined Bhagwan's University, when I asked him, why you chose to join here. He had done his engineering IIT. He was a gold medalist. So he said, I love Krishna because Rama is very serious for me, but Krishna is all fun. Krishna used to play pranks. At the same time, he give the Bhagavad Gita, but at the same time he was really having gala
mischievous
time. Mischievous, and so he was like a complete person for me. And he said, when I discovered Swami, I found that in Swami. I saw him as all power, at the same time all wisdom, at the same time all fun, because he was going out with the students, he was spending so much time with the students, he was singing with them, he was playing with them, he was teaching them, students went with picnics in Bhagwan. So that way, if you see a lot of youngsters who join here, their lives get divinized, they are channelized into the divine path through music, through his stories, through education. And you in your own way, being a former Balavika student, are doing it. So it's really
like
so beautiful.
When you join Balavikas, the first thing that you are taught is like even arranging your slippers in the right way or being organized and being on time.
Yes.
These are all very this may sound very simple but very difficult to do. Like being punctual. Yes. Even the Vedas say Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. It's very easy to say. Sometimes you can't say the truth. Sometimes you can't do the right path. Yes. Sometimes you see even day-to-day life, even in front of us, a lot of things that can be controlled, cannot be controlled. Yes. So we have to seek the divine blessings to put everything in order, everything in layam.
So when there is any disturbance of layam in your life, can I ask you if sometimes there are situations which perhaps don't turn out the way you expect, and perhaps you're not in your best of times, how do you treat those situations? How do you come out of it? I know you have seen great heights in your career, but I think everyone still goes through their ups and downs.
Of course, every day is a challenge in the way, like my guru used to say, every stage is a test, an exam. That when we go on stage, even a simple expression or chorway or composition, you may be very very confident of it, but it may not happen on stage, like you were saying about that long jump story. So that moment we will realize, okay, we are like Ghatam is my instrument. I am the instrument in the hand of God. We will just try to do the best and be sincere and simple and sincere, and leave the rest to God. Of course, to address your how you take the so-called sad or mad or bad times. And that is the time where you should be more mentally strong to have the conviction of, okay, we are passing through that phase, and God is with us, taking care of us, like the footprint story that you were sharing. The only footprint that you see is the God, because He is already carrying us, and we should allow us to be carried through, and you should endure and pass through that phase of life. Well, like they say in astrology, on the dasa mudiyano, on the period.
Yes.
So if you have the mental endurance to go through it, and also have the conviction and confidence that God will certainly guide you and help you and save you by His and of course, like only if you like make the gold shine better only by burning it.
Yes.
So
That's when you become Bangaru. And he's calling Bangaru.
Sabash, you circled off everything. Thank you.
In fact, when you mentioned about Ghatam, I could not just stop thinking how Ghatam is empty. And out of that emptiness comes such melodious music. And to me, the Ghatam is an instrument which is so synonymous with the flute.
Yeah.
Because the flute also is empty.
Yes.
The flute has many holes. Ghatam has only one big hole. But it is only because the flute is empty that Krishna chose and kept it on his lips. And used it to breathe through it and mesmerize humanity.
Very well said.
And I think it's the same, whenever you see someone with a Ghatam, you see somebody so great sitting with a Ghatam, the thought that comes to you is, he is what he is because the Ghatam is empty. And it is that emptiness that, I am not anything. I am nobody. I am empty. So when you are empty, then he fills you with plenty.
If I can, because I'm here at the divine abode of Swami, same thing, the one good incident or unforgettable incident with Mahaswami of Kanchi. We were there to have darshan of Swami. Because you said empty, I was reminded of it. Just before me and my father, there was a family of the great mathematical genius Ramanujam. And Mahaperiva, Mahaswami Chandrasekharendra Saraswati, he was talking about how Ramanujam was inspired by the goddess Namagiri Tayar for his mathematical theorems and about mathematics. And he was talking in like English and with the persons who have come from America, the Dayadis of Ramanujam, and he said about Shunya and Pujya and Purna. He was talking about black holes, which is the Shunya, and nothing, like Purna, which is the fully loaded. Something like that. It was beyond me. Mahaswami. It was like Lord Parameshwara talking. And after that family, and he was quoting that Purnamadam, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamadashyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purname Avashishyate. So he was explaining the meaning, and he was in that zone, if I can say in the modern lingo, zone. And after that, myself and my father did the namaskaram, and I didn't have the humbleness to ask properly. I said, "Enak edavadhu sollungo," something like that.
Tell me something.
Yeah, no. Actually, I wanted to have some upadesham from him.
Message from him.
I didn't know the word upadesham then. I said, "Enak edavadhu sollungo," and people were scolding me.
Not talking.
Not like that. And I said, he said, no. Kodanda correcta kekara. He said, the child is asking. Because he was in the zone of Pujyam and Purnam, he said, I will tell in English, Tamil, and then I will tell in. நீ உன்னை பூஜ்யமாகவே நினச்சிக்கோ, எப்பவுமே பூஜ்யமாக நினச்சிக்கோ, பூஜ்யமாக நினச்சிக்க பூஜ்ய ஸ்ரீ ஆகும். So you think that you're zero, you're nothing, like the emptiness of the pot. the more and more you think, the simple words, more and more you think, you be humble, greatness will always automatically come to you. That is was the message by Mahaswami. And exactly what you said about Swami here, the Baba also. So it relates, everything it's relating.
Yeah, awesome.
And of course, if I can add to my dear instrument Ghatam, it's a combination of all the Panchabhutas. It's Ghatam is Prithvi, then it is the Prithvi is mixed with water and ignited with fire,
yes.
And the Vayu is inside the Ghatam,
Yes.
and the Akasham sound is coming out of it.
Wow.
So it's a combination of Panchabhuta.
Awesome.
And of course, it has a lot of spiritual connect also, because even Lord Shankara, Adi Shankara says, Ghatakasha, Matakasha. In Vedantic principle, Ghatakasha is the Jivatma, where we are like the souls, where we are just the Jivas. Once the Ghatam is broken,
Yes.
that air inside the pot merges with the air outside, which
Yes.
is merging with the Jivatma, Paramatma. So, Ghatakasha, Matakasha.
Yes. That is consciousness. Swami used to give the example of conscience, conscious, conscience, consciousness.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. Oh, awesome. I think that's such a powerful meaning of Ghatam. In fact, just today, I was listening to Bhagwan's discourse, and Swami was saying, see, when a tree is born, it comes out of the mud. And later that seed which becomes a tree has branches, fruits, flowers. Swami says, it is actually the mud which has taken shape as the tree.
That is the base.
That is the base. So the tree is nothing but different forms of the mud. And that is how the universe is, Swami said. Everything is divine. Just different names and forms of the basis, which is the mud. And it's really a joy getting these insights from you, sir. Frankly, I can really go on because it has been such a delight listening to you talking about spirituality, music. Let me ask you, whenever you go to a concert, as you sit on the stage, what is the uppermost thought in your mind?
Enjoying myself. That's it. Because the moment I place my Ghatam in my lap, I'm the most happiest, and I'm blissfully happy, because I'm going to, more than making others enjoy, I'm going to enjoy myself, because even if I'm accompanying somebody who's singing or playing violin or veena along with a mridangam or a tawil or a drums or any instrument, my job is to react and respond. So I'm, like you said, I go with a clean slate, nothing like a unloaded floppy. It's an old word. Floppy is now out of date. It's like a clean tape.
Yes.
You can record anything. And my greatest plus I always treasure is my listening skills. So I listen to either the swaras or the lyric and swaras, which are the swaraksharas, where for instance, if you say Madagamani, the swaras, if Madagamani, the word is Madagamani.
Yeah.
Ambal, who has a laid back gait.
Yes.
So my Sanskrit side, my Tamil side,
Yes.
my musical side, my rhythmic side, my sound side. So everything is combining, and I'm enjoying myself each and every moment.
Wow.
I live that moment.
Yeah, Swami used to say that the present moment is omnipresent because that is omnipotent. That because
Sabash.
the past is gone, future you have no idea. What you have is the present, and this present is really omnipotent because it has the power to create the future. It has the power to obliterate the past.
Being a Ghatam artist is the greatest blessing, because I am a Ghatam artist, I am able to sit with all these great people, interacting and conversing with them musically, rhythmically, and interact with them on stage. It's like on the fighting ring. You have to prove yourself, and you have to be obedient,
Yes.
and also overboard sometimes,
Yes.
and not to show that. It's like a very delicate balance.
Yeah, it's a very delicate, very interesting conversation that happens. You have to ensure that the conversation is challenging, at the same time very delightful.
And also you have to answer all the questions.
As you said, that listening is so important.
That is that.
That is so important. When we look at even the Navavida Bhakti, it starts with Shravanam.
Of course.
70% of conversation is listening, they say. And I think it is so important for a musician. Even they say, even for your gan to be perfect, your kan should be perfect.
Shabash.
So to be able to...
You're becoming every moment Kavi.
No, I think these are all, living in Prasanthi Nilayam, music comes to you, you're in this environment. And these are, I remember there is a very beautiful saying in a college in Vrindavan. It says, "Let noble thoughts and ideas come to me from all directions." And I think in a place like Prasanthi Nilayam, you have the convergence of goodness. You have the confluence of sacredness from all quarters. And when people like you come, it is so magical to see how Bhagwan works through you, because the sacred place, the sacred place, that is the Prasanthi Nilayam, that is the Sai Kulwant Hall. Other day when we were talking to Trichur brothers, so they were saying that the place has its own magic, because it is so charged with his love. When you sit there, you're always taken over. You don't exist anymore.
That vibes, not only his grace and this thing, like you said about M.S. Subbalakshmi or Parveen Sultana or Balamulli sir, so many doyens have come and performed in that same hall. All their vibrations are there. Yes. We could yes. If you have a correct yes. capacitor, you will receive the signals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that is the reason why whenever people come to the Sai Kulwant Hall and just sit there, that's enough. Something happens within, just like it happened to you this morning, and it continues to happen every single day. Whether it happened when Bhagwan was physically there, and it happens even now when Bhagwan's presence is there every single day. As Swami said, that I will sleep there and give darshan, and Swami is very much there, and we are so grateful to Bhagwan that he has sent one of the doyens of Carnatic music to perform on Guru Poornima day.
It's our blessing.
Yes, and we really look forward to that concert, sir, and pray to Swami that all that sweetness he stuffed into your being comes out and sweetens.
We are just going to do our job. He will take care.
He will take care and fill our lives with the sweetness of his grace and his melody tomorrow. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Om Shri Sai.